Let's talk about maintenance. So earlier today, I got an oil change on my van, and I love my mechanic. I've got to introduce you guys to him sometimes, but he's always so busy, and I'm always so busy. We haven't had time to sit down together in front of the camera, although he wants to. But so I will get to that. But anyway, I got an oil change, and I only had like an hour, not even an hour between jobs. So I called him up and I'm like, I'm pulling into the pit, get me in there. And they cleared a bay for me. They got me in and they got me out in less than a half hour, which was awesome. And I still got to my job a little bit late, but they knew ahead of time I might be a little late, so it was cool. So anyway, I am a big believer in maintenance, especially on your delivery vehicle. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't always that way. When I was just driving a car, back and forth to work, whatever, I would let the oil changes go and, I wouldn't get the maintenance right away. And because of that, my car, my beloved little Kia, has in the winter when it's cold and you first start it out, you can hear, my mechanic says it's the lifters kind of making noise for a couple minutes until the engine warms up. And he also told me that if I would have gotten oil changes all along, the whole time I had the car, that probably wouldn't be a problem. So in my van, I make sure that I get oil changes every 5,000 miles. And the way I do it, I don't pay any attention to the little sticker that they give me. I just do it on the 5s and the O's. So I have about 135,000 miles on this car, on this van. And can you believe that? When I got it in November, I had 70,000 miles on it. That's how much I've put on it in that amount of time. So about 135,000 miles, when I got up to about 134, I called them and made an appointment to get an oil change. And I'll do it again at 140,000. So whatever the sticker says, I ignore. I do it on the 5,000s and then on the O's. And on the O's also, like 140,000, that's what I mean by on the O's, I will get the tires rotated. I do that every other oil change. That was something that, I talked to my mechanic and that's what he recommended based on my usage, based on how I went through my last set of tires. I got new tires a couple months ago. That I should get it done like every $10,000, 10,000 miles. And it's easy for me to remember because I'm like, oh, I get it on the O's, and O's are round like tires, so I know that I need to rotate them. Isn't that silly? So yeah, if you are using a vehicle for delivery and you're driving a lot of miles, you need to maintain it, because I know people, they'll buy a car and they'll never change the oil, and then it breaks and they got to buy a new car. It costs me $35 to change the oil. And they check all the fluids and they check out everything and they make sure that I'm running well. And they've pointed out some things ahead of time that we needed to take care of. So to me, that's so worth paying the $35 to, every 3 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks. It's like $70 a month, basically, if I'm doing it twice a month. That's a small price to pay to make sure that my vehicle is in top condition. It's going to last me a long time. My mechanic, he jokes I'm going to get 1,000,000 miles out of it. I'm like, I don't know about that, but we'll see. But yeah, get your oil changes, do your tire rotation at least every other oil change. And this is another tip. It's for another video, but let me just say real quick, find a mechanic that you trust and that you love and you know is going to take care of your car. That's it for now. I will see you on the road.